This is a funny little chapter book and it comes from the series Weird School Days. And there's a lot of play on words, like instead of saying DAYS, it's like that he's sleeping or confused. So this was written by Dan Gutman, and this is book number 1. There are 12 chapters. And here's a cast of characters. There's AJ, there's Ryan, there's Michael, there's Andrea, Emily, and Neil. They all have some pretty funny names, or nicknames, I should say. The first chapter is The New PTA President. My name is AJ, and I hate school, but you know what? Soon I won't have to go to school anymore, and for a long time, you know why? Because today is the first day of June. Yay, June is the best month of the year because it's when summer starts. Yippee! No school until September. Me and the guys were putting our backpacks into our cubbies. It was Michael who started singing the best song in the history of the world. No more pencils, sang Michael, who never ties his shoes. No more books, sang Ryan, who will eat anything, even stuff that isn't food. No more teachers, sang Neil, who we call Neil the Nude Kid, even though he wears clothes. Dirty looks, I sang. And that's when Andrea came in. She is an annoying girl with curly brown hair who loves school. Andrea had on her mean face. Hey, Andrea, I said, what's with the mean face? What are you mad about? Are you mad because school is almost over? No, Arlo, said Andrea, who calls me by my real name because she knows I don't like it. That's why I'm mad. Did you hear? Oh, that's not why I'm mad. Did you hear about the PTA election last night? No. My mother was running for president, Andrea said, but she came in second. So she has to be vice president again. Big deal, I told Andrea. So again, hey, look, there's footnotes here. And in this footnote, it's after PTA. It talks about, here we go, that the PTA stands for Parents Who Talk a Lot, which that's usually not what it means. It usually means Parent Teacher Association. Back to the sentence. Big deal, I told Andrea. If the president gets assassinated, and then your mom will become president. Nobody assassinates PTA presidents, Arlo, Andrea said, rolling her eyes. They do too, I told her. Do not. Do too. We went back and forth like that for a while. Sheesh, what a grouch. So what if her mom isn't PTA president? Andrea should take a chill pill. I went to my seat, which is next to Ryan's. Where's Mrs. Daisy? Ryan asked. I looked around. Our teacher, Mrs. Daisy, was nowhere to be found. She usually gets to class early. Mrs. Daisy used to be called Miss Daisy, but when she got married, ladies become Mrs. when they get married. Nobody knows why. Since Mrs. Daly wasn't around, I crumpled up a piece of paper and threw it at Andrea. It bounced off her head. Arlo, she shouted. Why did you do that? Does there have to be a reason? Suddenly, Mr. Klutz came running into the class. He's the principal of elementary school, and he has no hair at all. Most of the principals polish their shoes, but Mr. Klutz polishes his head. So I just want to point out they go to elementary school. Mrs. Daisy will be late today, he said. She has a doctor's appointment. Is Mrs. Daisy sick? Asked Emily, who is Andrea's crybaby friend. She looked all worried like she does whenever anyone in the world is sick. She's fine, said Mr. Klutz. Actually, I'm glad Mrs. Daisy is late because the new PTA president wants to speak to you in private. I'd like to introduce. Mr. Klutz never had a chance to finish the sentence. You'll never believe in 1,100,000 years who walked into the door. Nobody, because if you walked into the door, it would hurt, but you'll never believe who walked into the doorway. It was Ryan's mom, Mrs. Dole. Dun, dun, dun. Chapter 2 is coming up. Tune in later to find out about Ryan's mom and see if she is weird or not. I hope you enjoyed today's reading. Can't wait to read Chapter 2.